We're a tour company that features significant pizzerias in Chicago, and along the way we point out interesting landmarks and Chicago sites as well. So Chicago is really synonymous with the deep dish pizza. It's really the signature style that we're known for. When you're talking about deep dish pizza, you're just referring to the pan that it's cooked in. You start with that pie crust on the bottom, which would be your pizza dough, and then you put your cheese to kind of protect that crust there. Then you throw your toppings on top of that, and the sauce goes on top. It's more of a meal. It's not one of those slices that you grab on the go and walk to your next appointment eating down the street. One of the great things about this tour is that we're going to cover, generally on every tour, we're going to cover around 20 to 25 miles of Chicago. We're going to go east, we're going to go south, we're going to go north, we're going to go west. Each neighborhood in Chicago is just drastically different and has its own culture, so you can really kind of see what it's like in these various neighborhoods. So it's just a great way to see Chicago, one slice at a time.
It's a very large city. And the best way to see it, I really think, is bicycle, because you get to knock out a lot of historical places, go through a lot of neighborhoods in a short period of time. The tour begins in Streeterville. We go through the Gold Coast Mansions, explore historic Old Town, ride through Lincoln Park, and then finish along our gorgeous lakefront bike path. I think it's a really great way to experience a city because you're actively involved. Right when you get on a bike, you become an active participant. You're able to experience the city and the neighborhoods. You had a couple of buddies, you could go on a tour, and you just sit back, relax, enjoy the atmosphere, and learn about the stories that Chicago has to offer.
Untouchable Tours is a tour that takes people all the way around Chicago. It's about 2 hours long, and it's really the history of the Chicago gangsters. We go by all the spots that were famous. Here on the north side, of course, Holy Name Cathedral was where Dion O'Banion, the head of the north side in the early 20s, had his location in the flower shop. Jaime Weiss, the second leader on the north side, was gunned down right on the steps of Holy Name. Eventually, we traveled down to the south side, all through Chinatown, places where Al Capone had his place, Colasimos Cafe, the old Lexington Hotel, Four Deuces Club. Eventually, through Chinatown into Pilsen, where the breweries were all at, through Little Italy, and then up to the north side, of course, for the massacre site, and of course, John Dillinger at the Biograph Theater. I always like to think that, if you live in Chicago, you would never take a Chicago tour, right? But the truth is, many people have never been south of Roosevelt Road in their life. You get to see parts of the city that you would on a regular tour, but at the same time, the history of it pulls it together, and it does give you a sense. We do everything really from the Chicago fire till about the day that Dillinger dies, 1934. Everything in between there, very, very well covered. I think everybody can walk away having a good time.